The yoga that great master Baba Sawan Singh taught, which I practiced and found very useful, is also yoga, but it's called Surat Shabd Yoga. Surat Shabd Yoga means Surat is attention, Shabd is sound, and to put your attention on the sound and have union. Now this is in a little bit misunderstood by people. That's Surat Shabd Yoga. What is the idea of putting your attention on a sound? Wouldn't you like to put attention on yourself? Wouldn't you like to put attention on where you belong? Wouldn't you like to put attention on God? What is this business of putting your attention on sound? But the theory behind this is very simple, and I want to explain that today, because the Surat Shabd Yoga worked for me, and that's why I'm sharing this information with you. Shabd means sound. It can be spoken sound. It can be Shabd that he sang a song, it can be called a Shabd. I am talking to you, I am talking in Shabd. The word Shabd is just a meaning that something that can be heard by us. It is audible, and that is why we call it Shabd. But this is not merely an expression of a sound or a word. When you look at the spiritual literature of all religions, you find mention of it there. In the Christian Bible, John's opening verses in the Gospel says, in the beginning was the Word, that's Shabd. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All things were made by Him, and nothing was made that was not made by Him, all reference to the Word. The Bible has placed the Word ahead of God, as if the God was also made by something that is audible like a word. In the Rig Veda of the Hindu literature, in the four Vedas deal with all aspects of human life. The Rig Veda deals with the spiritual side of it. In the Rig Veda, the entire creation is supposed to have come from a nad. Nad, a song or a sound that comes. In Islamic literature, they talk of Bange Asmani, that is a sound coming from the sky, or Isme Azam, the highest name. When you see this, we realize they are also talking of a sound. Every religion, the founders have emphasized the importance of something that is audible. You can call it sound, word. Some have called it the music of the spheres. So all this shows that this gets reference to something that is just a sound in various forms. And that is why, what is the great importance? Why talk of sound rather than power, energy, things like that? So I'll explain that, what that really means, and how it has to be practiced. Sound is essential for us to go on a spiritual path. Supposing I had not given you my talk, at least I could not share what I've experienced. I've given my talk in words and sound. Starting point, you read books, words, you read, your mind repeats them, sound. Very first step in getting any information about the spiritual path is in words. But these are spoken words, written words. And in great master's Punjabi talks, he would call them Varanatmak Shabd. Varanatmak means which can be spoken and written, can be Varnan. That means it can be communicated through spoken language. That means sound can be twisted around to make words and people can understand you. The Varanatmak Shabd is the beginning of a spiritual exercise. Without that, you don't move forward. Then the masters tell us that there is a sound going on within you if you put your attention on your own self. They say put your attention on the third eye center, which I mentioned to you yesterday. And they say you can hear a sound. What sound is that? People have questioned, how can we hear a sound, and a sound that pulls you if you put your attention on it? That is the sound of the self. It's not any other sound. It so happens that when we are in a human body, our consciousness, which has taken the form of a soul inside a human body, the soul is manifesting itself in the form of sound. Why does it manifest as sound? Because if it doesn't manifest any other way, we take it as an experience outside. There's a big difference in experiencing sound from outside, including Varanatmak sound, and experiencing sound that's coming from your own self. Now, if there was no sound at all, situated as we are in human bodies, we would never know where we are, who we are. It's a very easy way to identify that we are somewhere as a soul, as a life force, sitting somewhere in our head, and that is emitting a sound. It's not a sound coming from anywhere else. Therefore, when we hear the sound inside, that sound or shabd can become an expression of the self. We do not hear sound just for the sake of hearing a sound. It just so happens that the one sound, not all sounds, one sound comes from our own self, our own consciousness, as it is sitting in a human body in a wakeful state. It will be like it is surrounding you. That is surround sound. That's you can feel it's all around you. Sometimes you can feel it's all around you only inside. And when it starts pulling, you become less aware of the body. It looks like surrounding you all over, surrounding all even outside of yourself. Because when you are pulling your attention from the physical body, another outside opens, which is not this outside. So when you hear it all around you, you think maybe it's around in this space. It's not. It's an inner space. So the inner space opens up like a new sky. And that is why the sound looks like a surround sound. And it has a very strong pull if you put your attention on it.